Hey everyone, Brett's here, and I am really excited to share with you what I've got today. It is AMK's F-14D. Now I know this kit's been out for a while, and I know that there have been plenty of videos and reviews done of it already, but I have really been looking forward to this kit for a long time. I think the last time I built a Tomcat in 48 scale was like 25 years ago, and it was a little bit of a beast of a kit. I think it was an old Monogram kit, and so really excited for this. It's something I've been wanting to do for quite a long time, but I've always wanted to be able to do it with all the the wings extended, the flaps down, slats down, spoilers, air brakes, all that. I wanted to be able to do all that out, and without having to resort to tons of aftermarket. So this kit's been kind of, I'm not really gonna say a dream kit, but close to a dream kit for me. I am aware of the minor little issues with it, and that's stuff that I can live with. So my plan is to do a series of videos. I will do an unboxing video. Since it's all new for me, I'm excited to see what's inside the box. And then I'll go through a full build video series. We'll do construction, painting, weathering, decals, finishing up all the touches, as well as doing I want to do a whole video on the weapons as well, because it comes with a ton of weapons, and they're all beautifully molded from what I've heard. So we'll plan on doing a separate video on those as well, and then kind of having one final video bring it all together. So I hope that you guys stick around, and I hope you enjoy. Greetings everyone, and thank you for joining me for this unboxing of AMK's F-14D Super Tomcat in 48 scale. As I said in my intro, this will be part 1 in a multi-part video build of this kit. My wife and kids just recently got me this for my birthday, and I can't wait to get it started. I know that I'm a little late to the game with this video, but it's new to me, so I'm excited to open it up and take a peek at what's inside. So let's get it opened. Now this box is packed full of plastic. No extra space was left. Now right on top, we are greeted with a rather hefty instruction book. The first sprue that comes out contains the wings. There are many options in this kit, and one of the most exciting is the prospect of wings with flaps, slats, and spoilers deployed. It also comes with a pair of clean wings as well. I think I'll be choosing the former option. The next sprue contains wheel well parts, fuselage components, one of 3 fixed main wing spars, cockpit tub, intake trunks, more wheel well parts, and the speed brakes. Next, we have the single-piece lower engine nacelles. These are really great. No seam lines to clean up like on other contemporary kits. And now we have the upper and lower fuselage halves. This sprue contains the rear pallets and the weapon pylons. This one contains the front pallets, more pylons, and also the multi-part ejection seats. Finally, we have the wheels, tires, and on the back, the wing gloves. Next up, we have our first weapons, a set of AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles. I love the way that AMK has done these moldings. As I understand, these were made using multi-part slide molding. This sprue contains the drop tanks and main engine components. We have the afterburner rings as well as the front compressor blades. The last bagged sprue has our engine nozzles, both opened and closed, vertical tails, the other 2 main wing spars, and lots of detail. Here are the 3 decal sheets. We will look over these later in the video. There is a small fret of photo etch included. It contains the chaff and flare dispensers, all of the harnesses for the ejection seats, the framing for the heads-up display glass, and the rear view mirrors. Now moving on to the boxes. This one contains the tarps pod, GBU-38s, and lantern pod. Box 2 has the canopy components and clear parts, as well as the landing gear. I really like to see when manufacturers box up their clear parts like this to avoid damage. Box 3 has the one-piece slide-molded forward fuselage. This is definitely a unique bit of engineering on AMK's part. This sprue also contains other nose parts. The final box contains the remaining weapons. This has the Phoenix missiles, GBU-12s and 16s, GBU-31s, and the AIM-7 Sparrows. Alright, now we will take some time to browse through the instruction book. It's very high quality and in full color. Upon opening it, we are given a brief history of the F-14 as well as side profiles for each of the 5 markings: VF-213 Black Lions, VF-2 Bounty Hunters, VF-31 Tomcatters, VX-9 Vampires, and VF-101 Grim Reapers. Right now, I am leaning towards the VF-101 markings, since I am a sucker for the Shark's Mouth. As I understand it, though, VF-101 was a training squadron, and as such, wouldn't have typically had a loadout of live ordnance. But I will do it anyways. Turning the page, we find color callouts and decal placement for VF-213 and VF-2. Next, we have VF-31 and VX-9. Finally, VF-101. Next, we have the stencil placement and all of the decal callouts for the cockpit, ejection seats, pylons, and weapons. Again, I'm really excited for all of the weapon options and look forward to getting those all painted up. The final page also has callouts for places where you will need to drill holes for the pallets and drop tanks. Now we will get into the construction. Step 1 starts with the ejection seats. They appear to be rather detailed and complicated, although I do note a lack of callouts for the photo etch harnesses. Step 2 is the cockpit tub, with all of the instrument panels and details, as well as the nose wheel well. Step 3 covers the interior of the single-piece nose section. Step 4 covers installing the tub into the fuselage. Once in, you can begin adding the remaining parts, such as instrument panels, hoods, ejection seat rails, and the canopy mechanism. You will need to decide if you want an open or closed canopy at this point. Steps 5 and 6 cover the engines and intake trunks. Step 7 covers the intake ramps. You have 3 choices on how you want them positioned, for subsonic, transonic, or supersonic. Step 8 covers the one-piece engine nacelles. Step 9 uses keyed pins to set the horizontal tailplanes at one of 3 settings. Step 10 covers adding engines, ramps, and main wheel wells to the bottom fuselage. Steps 11 and 12 cover the wing assemblies, both the clean and dirty wings. Step 13 covers the horizontal tailplanes and the ducktail section. Step 13 continued will have a choice of one of 3 wing spars, depending on the sweep you want: extended, in-flight swept back, and oversweep for parking. Step 14 covers the top of the fuselage, including the wing gloves. Step 15 has you assemble the vertical tails. Step 16 has you bring together all the subassemblies we've just built, as well as the engine nozzles, both opened and closed. Step 17 has you attach the nose to the fuselage, as well as some detail. Steps 18 and 19 cover the landing gear and wheels. Step 20 covers nose gear placement, and steps 21 and 22 cover main landing gear placement and the speed brakes. Step 23 is where we reach the canopy. There are 2 options here. Option 1 is more traditional, with the canopy glass and framing all on one piece. Option 2 has separate pieces for the glass and the framing. I'm really interested to see how this works, and I will be using option 2. Step 24 covers the weapon pallets and the options for attaching air-to-ground munitions. Step 25 is the drop tanks, and Step 26 is for all of the weapon pylon options. The following sections do not have numbers, but we have a breakdown on all of the weapon assemblies, some of which have multiple optional parts. Finally, at the end, we have a great guide that will show you which weapons can be placed on which stations. This will be very helpful. The last pages contain the parts and decal breakdowns. Now let's take a look at the decals. I like that these are bagged separately, and each sheet has its own cover film. The first page contains decals for the Grim Reapers, the Bounty Hunters, and the Black Lions. Page 2 covers all of the stencils, as well as some weapons. The sheet is sectioned off for each major area of the jet. This should make it a little easier for placement. Page 3 has markings for the Tomcatters and the Vampires. It also has the remaining weapon decals and the cockpit decals. Well, that brings us to the end of our unboxing. I can't wait to get started on this build. Please like and subscribe, and be sure to press the notification button. I will be uploading weekly and would hate for you to miss anything. You can also follow me on social media. Just search for Hammerhead Model Making. Please also be sure to leave a comment down below. I will read them as fast as I can. I want to know what I can do to improve and what type of content you wish to see. Stay tuned and see you next time.